Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So as promised, I'm bringing you guys an updated version of my hero deck. So this has everything now. Like I even got the new evil hero support, which thankfully I managed to get myself on a dust of gold. So shoutouts to Jake Zoo. So yeah, I was lucky enough to pull like 2 copies of Bane, but I'm only going to run the one of course, and I'm getting rid of the second. But anyway, I've been wanting the evil hero support, but half the time I never really thought of getting it because either because I felt like it wasn't 100% needed, or just because the price was just too high, and the fact that I had the opportunity to finally get the evil hero support, I figured, you know what, I'll just go ahead and get it while I can, and yeah, just go from there. So anyway, heroes are actually really good this format. It's strong against Salamangreat, surprisingly. Now, its worst matchups are primarily going to be Thunder Dragon and Orchist, but if you know how to play your cards right, you should be just fine, honestly. There are ways to out the Thunder Dragon boards and even the Orchist, so yeah. So let's go and get started. So in the main deck, I kind of set it up to where I can go first and going second. And, now, naturally, I don't have infinite impermanence. I really wanted to get those two, but I'm running something just slightly cheaper and honestly, just almost as good, in my opinion. So, again, we'll get to that momentarily. So starting off, gotta play 3 copies of Stratos. It's one of your main searchers. Searches out any hero card, and it's not once per turn. And also, you can pop spells and traps based on however many hero monsters, except this card, you control. So, pretty good. 2 Shadow Mist, you either special summon it or send it to the grave to do one of 2 things. If you special summon it, you search out Mass Change. If you send it to the grave, you search out a hero monster. So it's one or the other. You can't use both effects at one turn, unfortunately. 1 Solid Soldier, even though you don't run this at 3 anymore, it's still a great card to run. Just at least 1 should be fine. It gives you an additional special summon of a hero monster from your hand, so it's pretty good. And if it's sent from field to the grave by a spell effect, you can special summon 1 elemental hero from your grave, so it's a good way to bring back your Stratos and just keep going from there. 1 Honest Neos, of course. The fact that it's a power boost for all your hero monsters is really good. And comboing this off with Trinity is just busted because you make him essentially 7,500 attack points for the turn, and he can attack 3 times, so you can easily OTK your opponent. Moving on for the Vision Hero package, I'm running 3 Ferris. This is also a card you want to open up with. You discard any hero to special, then place a Vision Hero to your spell and trap card zone as a continuous trap, so it's a good way just to keep further extending. And your primary target is always going to be Vision Hero Increase. Increase is another scenario. You tribute a hero to special summon him and 1 other Vision Hero from your deck, so that's really good. And his target is going to be Vision Hero Vion, which is another Foolish Burial card, and it also searches out your polymerization cards. So that's why they're so great with the hero deck now. So Vision Hero Ferris, Increase in Vion, definitely the most standard package to pick up on. Now for the Destiny Hero package, I'm running 3 Militias. I'm really glad that this card came back to 3. And honestly, it's fine at 3. I don't think it's going to be too abusable anymore. So yeah. But yeah, 3 Militias, just to keep extending, definitely want to get this to your grave as fast as you can, and just so you can keep special summoning the other 2 copies. For the 1-ofs, you also run 1 Celestial. It's your Pot of Greed, 1 Dynatag, and the 1-sided Skill Drain. Gotta run Destiny Hero Plasma. This is actually a really good card. A lot of decks right now can't really out this. I know Salad can't out it, Pendulums can't really out it, and Thunder Dragons can't out it. The only way, if they're going to try to beat over it, you need to have Honest Neos at your disposal, okay? So that's usually that's what I always try to do is always hang on to that Honest Neos unless I really need it. Now, keep in mind, I forgot to mention one thing. I also like to hold them off until, in case someone decides to Nibiru me, I can still continue on, and if I have a good follow-up play, I could potentially still get 3 monsters on board. Tribute 3, special, take control of my opponent's Nibiru and give him another power boost. So, yeah, Plasma, definitely something to just consider. I've seen some people cut it off, some people still like to play it. I think playing it is the most correct play to do. And the only other 1-off I'm running in this deck is Evil Hero Dust of Gold. You only need the 1. Like Plasma, I like to hold on to it until, in case someone tries to Nibiru me, I at least have a follow-up play, and plus, a lot of people can't really out Malicious Bane because it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. So, yeah, Evil Hero Dust of Gold, just a good way to search out your Dark Calling, and then, boom, you're pretty much set right there. For hand traps, I'm only running 3. Running 3 copies of Ash since it's the most versatile hand trap this format, so I figured why not. Alright, so that's it for monsters. Now we're moving on to the spells. Let me go and get this all out of the way. Alright. For spells, I'm running 3 copies of Fusion Destiny. So definitely a great card to run at 3. You definitely also want to see this card opening hand. It's a good way to bait out cards like Ash Blossom too. But generally you use this to bring out Dystopia. Dystopia is like one of your main sources of disruption. So yeah, like Dystopia definitely something you need to consider, and boom, you're pretty much good. And most of the time you only ever need to resolve one of these and you could potentially game just like that. Also running 3 copies of Mass Change. You definitely need to get into your Dark Claw or your Master Hero Anki, whatever you need. So yeah, Mass Change, definitely an amazing card. This time I'm only running 2 copies of E-Claw. I've seen a lot of hero players do this. I guess because there's so many searches in this deck is why you don't really need to run this at 3 anymore. I still like to run 1 Rhoda at least, that way in case if I don't see any elemental heroes, if I hard draw into that Rhoda, then boom, I'm pretty much good. I still get a search off. So you can either do 2 E-Call, 1 Rhoda, or just go straight up 3 E-Call, however way you want to do it. But of course, as I mentioned, I'm running the 1 Rhoda still, and a hero lives. So definitely another way to also bait out your opponent's hand traps and just just go from there. One of my new techs, I'm running 2 copies of Forbidden Chalice. This is basically just a cheaper impermanence until I at least get maybe a couple copies. But for now, I think Forbidden Chalice is just as good, honestly. Yeah, you give your opponent's monsters attack points by 400, but its effects will be negated, so that includes continuous effects. So if I'm up against, let's say, a Tribute Stun deck or just an anti-meta deck in general, and they try to lock me out with, Inspector Border, Vanity's Fiend, or even that new, or not really a new card, but Vanity's Ruler, that's just a good way to bypass that and just get rid of it. And it's not once per turn either, so it's really good. So, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I'm running 2 copies of Super Poly, so in case I am forced to go second, and my opponent just happens to have any dark monsters or monsters I can use to fusion summon with, Super Poly definitely comes into clutch. For my 1-ofs, 1 Dark Calling, and of course, 1 Polymerization, which you search off Vion, and Dark Calling, you search it off with a Dusted Gold. So, yeah, that's generally it. Alright, so now we're moving on to the extra deck. Extra deck's pretty standard. Starting off with the Link monsters, I'm only running 2 copies of Cross Crusader. Definitely one of your most important cards. Brings back your Destiny hero monsters, including Dystopia, and also searches out your hero monsters too. You got Wonder Driver, which recycles your Mass Change, even your Polymerization card. 1 Dread Decimator, just to help you enable the OTK, and plus does piercing damage too, so pretty good. For the Mass Heroes, I'm running 2 Dark Law. 1-sided Microcosmo. This is really good against Orcus and Salad. They can't really play around this card because they need their graveyard, so it's pretty neat. I'm still running the 1 Anki, just because if it destroys a monster by battle, you can search out another Mass Change. You can also attack directly, but that hardly ever comes up unless I really needed to. Next, 1 Master Hero Diane. A lot of people have cut this. Actually, I still think you should run it because it helps you dodge cards like Infinite Impermanence. So if someone tries to Veiler your Solid Soldier or Impermanence it, you can dodge it with Mass Change, bring on Master Hero Diane, and you can trigger off Solid Soldier's effect. And plus, I've actually managed to combo this off once against when someone actually hit me with Nibiru. I played Mass Change on my Solid Soldier, brought out Diane, even though, my Diane still got tributed. Solid Soldier's effect triggered after the Nibiru resolved, and I was able to bring back Stratos and still, bring out a very formidable board. So, yeah, it got pretty nasty after that. For your Stratos target, running 1 Master Hero Blast, bounces back row, and it's quick effect too, so yeah, just gotta pay 500 life points each time you do it. Of course, it's a hard once per turn, so just keep that in mind. But I do like the fact that it weakens your opponent's monsters once it's summoned, so yeah. 1 Dystopia, of course, as I mentioned, it's one of your primary sources of disruption. As long as his attack is different from his original, you can pop 1 card your opponent controls. I also got 1 D Hero Dangerous, which you can actually pitch Shadow Mist with this card if you want to. It's also good because, he's got a pretty solid defense stat, so that's why I like to run it. 1 Elemental Hero, the Shining. This card could actually be a viable Super Poly target because it just requires 1 Elemental Hero and 1 Light Monster. So you summon out Stratos, Super Poly this with, let's say, against Thunder Dragon Titan. Well, there you go. Or you can just use Nibiru if you wanted to and just go from there. You could use the token that your opponent gives you. That way it's just not a sitting duck. And, yeah. Or just take the Nibiru itself and just leave your opponent wide open. So, it's really good for recursion too. It brings back all your banished... Well, it brings back your banished Elemental Hero monster, so that's really good. For mirror matches, Vision Hero Adoration. It's just a generic hero monster, and plus, again, super poly target if you're up against another hero deck, so that's pretty good. I also got Vision Hero Trinity, which is also really nice. Oh yeah, actually, now that I think about it, Destiny Hero Dangerous is also considered a super poly target because it just requires one D hero and one dark monster. So yeah, sorry about that. And then lastly, one Malicious Bane. This card's really nuts. Can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and it's a Raigeki, so it's just, yeah, Raigeki on steroids basically. So really good. The only thing is that can't attack unless all the monsters you control are hero monsters, but that's fine. Everything is hero, so that's the idea behind it. Alright, so that's it for the extra deck. Now we're moving on to the side deck. Side deck's pretty self-explanatory. I'm running 3 Nibiru, 3 Lancia. It's one of the best side cards still. I'm thinking of cutting this and maybe switching out with something else, but I'm still trying it out. DD Crow. Might consider just switching out with System Down instead for like just machine decks overall. 2 Twin Twister. I'm siding out my 3rd copy of Super Poly because I didn't like to run 3. 3 felt kind of clunky, but that's just it. And lastly, 3 copies of Red Reboot. This is just for trap heavy decks. Like the one card set of cards that can stop me is gonna be like the Solemn cards like Strike, Judgment, or even Warning. If they can stop me like at the right timing, my turn pretty much ends. So Red Reboot is just kind of like a precaution at this point. So I still think it's a good side, something to try out, and yeah, just go from there. Well, hopefully you guys enjoy this. I will catch you guys again next time.